It's the weekend, and you know what that means. It's WWND.
Ooh, wrestling with neurodivergence, you dumb whores.
And we're coming to you from the birthplace of Roderick Strong.
Ooh, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I'm Amanda, and I have ADHD.
I'm Lisa. I have autism. That's our Rev Gary.
Hello, I also have the ADHD.
We will be getting into the September 4th Dynamite.
Ooh.
But first, we have some shout-outs and callbacks.
Yeah, we do.
From last week, we talked about what is the correct term. Is it us versus them or us versus them?
Right. And we were on team versus, not verse, correct?
Correct.
Lisa did the homework.
I did. And we were basically on versus because it sounds better to our...
Correct.
Well, correct. And
Right.
because it sounds better to our ears.
Right.
Because it's right.
Yeah. Versus, VERSUS, means against and is often seen abbreviated as VS and V. Versus, VERSES, is the plural of verse, VERSE, meaning a part of a poem, song, or a chapter of the Bible.
So absolutely not a competition.
No.
And
I have read, and that is part of, that cite's Merriam-Webster, by the way.
yeah, a very reliable source.
Yes.
And thank you for the citation. It's good to know where your facts are
Yes.
coming from.
Not just getting it from Wikipedia.
No.
Well, hey. you
Which is
can't-
not a bad
I mean, that's where we got the
resource.
Roddy Strong.
Okay, fair.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
No. I get
you
what you
know.
mean. We didn't just read it on,
a Reddit post.
I was even going to say like a bathroom wall.
Well, I
Do
have...
they frequently have grammar
No.
facts
no,
on bathroom wall?
No. But if you're
What
taking it,
bathrooms are you going to?
high class ones.
I guess.
Dictionary verses.
We go to the same places.
Do you, though?
Yeah, but I go in
I
the
guess
men's.
not.
You go in the women's.
Yeah.
Oh, we're trashy in the women's.
Not as trashy as the men's, though.
Well,
No.
but they have grammar facts. So, I don't know.
It's just one local dude trying to class up the joint.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That local dude is Gary.
Yeah, that's true.
That is nice. It's his calling.
Anyway, I have read that verse, as in I verse you, is slang. It's entered slang territory
It's because people are lazy.
from console games.
Yeah.
Lazy.
I think it's one of those things where people have messed it up enough. It's just sort of gotten into the
It's just
vernacular. Is that
Yeah.
the correct
Yeah.
word?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So an easy way, at least in my brain, to remember verses.
Say that 3 times
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, Amanda?
I didn't even try that one.
Oh, it's okay. It was good.
Just happened.
That's what we call a podcast miracle. It's wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, versus. Versus is for like a competition has us. So it's you and I
Yeah.
are competing.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I like it.
So Lisa and I could go versus Gary and Ruggles to sing some verses of a song, and it can get pretty jaunty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So US is people going against each other. Us.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a good reminder for people to store in their heads. I was going to say like little kids, but little kids don't listen to this. I was going to say little kids learning grammar. Well, I suppose a little kid could listen to this, but
Well, their grown-ups could teach them.
good point. Thank you for bringing it back
You're
home.
welcome. That's
Or
why-
any grown-ups using it incorrectly.
Solid point
You're
as well,
welcome.
Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have to find Gary's bathroom.
Somewhere in a rest
Lessons.
stop in Wisconsin.
Yeah. And knowledge is power.
Go to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Next bit of housekeeping that we have. We would like to shout out a podcast that we found,
Yeah.
that I actually
That
found
Lisa found.
on accident. Happy accident. We are not trying to copy them, but we do have very similar senses of humor.
Yeah.
They are a wrestling podcast.
It's because we're all funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also cover All Elite Wrestling, and you should definitely go check them out after you listen to us. They are All Elite Wrap Up, and to find out all the information, go to their website, allelitewrapup.com.
Yeah. Check them out.
Tim and Tom.
Tim Tom.
They're very active on the social, and that's where half the fun is.
Yes.
So follow their threads, follow all their stuff. It's
Yep.
awesome.
They are a hoot.
Yes. Shall we get into it?
Well,
please.
let me make it official here, guys. There we go.
All right, we started off the show with Daniel Garcia in the ring,
Ooh.
wearing all black with those great black jeans.
Yeah, they were very like 90s dad.
Had the nice pockets.
Yeah, he could like fit all of the things in those pockets.
Nobody appreciates a pocket like Amanda, let me tell you.
Well, I appreciate them too because
Well, you guys are very similar in person too, so that makes sense.
I don't really carry a big purse or anything.
Yeah.
I like carrying everything in pockets.
I have to carry medical supplies.
Yeah.
I have to carry pills. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like pills belong in a fanny pack.
So they can jingle jangle.
Yeah. And then people will be like, why are you carrying jingly jangly pills?
Oh, you're so musical
I don't know.
with your verses.
Yeah.
So we're wondering, now granted, we haven't seen him wrestle yet.
Right.
So maybe he will still do the dance, but we haven't seen it. But does this mean no more balls in the face?
Yeah, his little Daniel Garcia dance, which he loves to do on the ropes, right with his crotch in someone's face.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I'm assuming he's not going to wear those jeans to do that. But like, I feel like that would be an occupational hazard because like the zipper would be like right at their nose.
I'm getting the impression and the vibe that he's like reinventing himself and the dance is gone.
He might be back to the Red Death Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was a very, very good incarnation.
But I really liked his dance.
He might bring it back.
Which was like silly.
No. These fun gimmicks, we get attached to them.
Yeah.
It's not just the dance, it's the music that goes with it.
I mean, I will say like it's very courageous of all of them to reinvent themselves so frequently because I am very stuck on like, I will still wear the same types of sweaters.
Yeah.
Because
they're classics for a reason.
We know what I like and I'm not going to try to be something I'm not.
True.
MJF showed up kind of in the stands.
Yeah.
He was wearing a purple shirt and his suit wasn't quite white. It was like a very light lavender almost.
It reminds me of how, like, if you were to tell someone to go get white paint and you think, like, that's a really easy ask because it's white paint. And then you go and it's like, there are 500 different versions of white paint. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
His suit, because it had, like, purpley undertones.
Maybe that's why he was wearing the black socks because you can't really wear white socks.
Right.
It
would have clashed.
More than the black socks, though? I don't know. I feel like he should have worn purple socks.
No. Purple socks would have been
purple
really
socks
good.
would have been nice. Ooh, what about like a purple argyle?
Oh.
I don't know. That might have been too busy with the scarf.
That's fair.
Maybe the black socks were supposed to match the scarf.
It did tie the scarf in. I also liked that it had the dark purple stripe in the scarf that matched the shirt perfectly.
Yeah.
The only thing that I kind of wished, which I know it's not his thing, but I wish he would have had some purple eyeshadow to pull it all together.
I just don't know if he could pull it off like Swerve can.
I don't think it needs to be quite like Swerve.
Yeah.
That's true, but I just...
Otherwise, I was also thinking purple lipstick, which I know would totally not be a thing, but maybe for Halloween he can try some things out.
He could try.
He could dabble. He can dabble in the...
I feel like he's trying too hard to be macho.
Well, I mean, Daniel Garcia did have some pretty sick burns.
He did.
Yes, he did.
He did. He brought up that everything about MJF is fake, including his tan, the makeup to cover up his acne.
So maybe that's why he couldn't have eyeshadow or lipstick, because then he totally could have, he had no plausible deniability if there was color.
Yeah. The fact that MJF went to Turkey to get hair transplants that didn't work, which I think they worked.
I think they did.
He looks like he's got good hair. I didn't know that was a thing of like specifically Turkey, but whatever.
Is it in Turkey? I don't know.
You can go anywhere to get them, but I think you can get them fast. He did go to Turkey.
So maybe
for like a vacation.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So that's a real sick burn.
Yeah. And when he came back to wrestling, he had more hair. Like his hairline was better. So it was like vacation in quotes.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with getting hair transplants.
No.
It's just, it's a wrestling sick burn.
If he feels good about it.
Yeah. Do it. But I personally love that MJF lets these things be said so that he can get heat.
Yes.
And the crowd solidly seemed behind Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, he had great energy, great presentation, in my opinion.
Yeah. For once, the crowd was sort of behind MJF, and MJF was like, not right. You had your chance.
Yeah. Do you think they were sort of behind him because it opened up some childhood wounds for them?
Maybe.
Of like, I remember having acne. Not cool, Danny. Not cool.
I think it was was just because he mentioned Milwaukee. And they were like, oh, cheap pop.
Yeah. Why is it that everybody's such a sucker? Like, oh, you said the name of the city we're in. Like, you know where you are located. And then it's...
I don't even know.
Everybody gets really excited.
Honestly, if I had been there and he said it, I'd cheer too.
I know. I say this, but I know that I would get excited when it's like, if someone were to say, Eau Claire, and I'd be like, ooh.
See, I actually thought about this a while ago.
Oh.
And if we want to cut it, you can. But like, I thought about it because I was at a concert recently where they constantly said the name of the city. And I'm like, that gets old and redundant. But then I realized they want a way to reference the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one way of doing it. So they feel like they're in on it. So like, I thought in my head, like, what if a singer or somebody at a concert's like, hey guys, can we all agree that this crowd is named Greg? And then the whole concert, yeah, Greg, come on, let's hear it, Greg. That's just a silly thought I had once. But it's like, because you're right. It's like, why you keep shouting the city name? Like, nobody cares. But then I realized, no, it's a way to engage the crowd. It's like a way of calling the crowd's name, but you don't have a name for the crowd.
Instead of saying you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys. Let's cheer. Isn't Danny doing such a good job, you guys?
You sound like his mom.
Thank you.
Which brings me to my next point.
Yeah.
I kind of felt at first like it was low-hanging fruit that MJF would bring up Daniel's mom and how she happily attended to many men in her bed.
I mean, is she known for sleeping around?
Not that I'm aware of.
I haven't heard anything about that.
How come no one makes fun of their dads? Why
I
is it
was-
always the mom?
I don't know.
For a dude, it's more of a sick burn to go after their mom.
Why?
Well, I think that should change.
I don't know why. It's
Rude.
just kind of, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's fair.
I mean, people could say that about my grandpa, and it would have been like, yeah, that's true.
I think we should change it. I think we should change it.
Yeah,
It should be.
we can.
I bet your dad has entertained a lot of ladies.
In his bed. Burn.
I don't know. I just feel like it's time to stop making fun of moms all the time.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, definitely.
We are not something to be conquered.
No.
Darn it.
Although later I will bring up a DILF. So we're
We're flipping the script.
Gary, you thought that it spoke to MJF's character, that
Yeah.
it was low-hanging fruit.
I thought the low-hanging fruit was actually part of the whole character development, character building. Just, I think it was on purpose.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that makes sense.
But, maybe it wasn't. But no, I feel like MJF does a great job
Yeah.
with the character building. So my first thought was, yeah, low-hanging fruit, cheap shot, but also that speaks to who he is.
Yeah.
That's his whole character's cheap shots.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also did set up giving Daniel the perfect reason to run out of the ring.
Yes.
Take out all the security in his way and then get hit in the head with a bottle.
But man, he wears a suit.
He does.
He's dapper AF, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to know where he gets his stuff. 'Cause
I don't know.
I don't think
He-
I could pull it off like
He
him.
looked
but
like he could have been a groom. Like he could have went from work shitting on Daniel Garcia to getting married.
Yeah.
yeah,
Effortlessly.
You love the Adidas shoes, Amanda.
I do.
those were on Garcia,
Danny.
though,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes, I love those shoes. I had some in high school and I've yet to find a replacement that I love as much. I had them from 10th grade. Yeah, 10th grade to I was married and I still had them, or I finally got rid of them because they were trashed. But they had iridescent stripes. They were so pretty and they matched everything and they were so comfy. I just loved them. I have yet to find a new pair. Oh.
Someday.
Well, MJF didn't have any purple lipstick, but he did kiss Daniel Garcia's bloody
Oh,
forehead and he did
yeah.
give himself some bloody lips.
That's disgusting.
Little lip and cheek stain.
Oh God, I can't even their occupational health departments just be like, what the hell? Come on, you guys. How many times do we have to do the safety report?
How many times do we have to get you guys tested?
Oh God.
We were theorizing, though, that they do get tested on a regular,
yeah.
and good for them.
I mean, that's our theory.
Well, if they're not, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
What, you and I, we're gonna go?
No, Tony Khan, not us.
Oh, okay.
I'm not footing the bill for that.
Well, I don't have the skill set for that. I don't want to take blood from people. Well, no, thank you.
So my main takeaway from this, good overall promo. I'm excited for their match at All Out.
Mhm.
I hope it's going to set up to be a really good feud.
I feel like they're doing a really good job of setting it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like both of them are really fun to watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Thirstometer.
Oh, here we go.
Are you ready?
Ready?
I'm going to say 7 out of 10.
Okay.
MJF was looking dapper.
Yo.
Mhm.
Daniel was looking good. His outfit was looking comfy.
It did look comfy. It was very practical.
Yeah, that's something I would wear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Next up, we happened to go backstage with Renee. She was looking good.
Yeah.
All black. She always looks good, though.
I don't remember what she was wearing, but she looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
She always just has beautiful makeup.
Yes.
Like, she should do a tutorial. Not that I would be able to follow it. I would still, I would do it, and then it would look like I'm a toddler.
That's just an excuse for you to, hang out with her more, through the video. If you wanted more Renee content, you could watch her tutorials.
Yeah, my makeup hyper focus has long since sailed.
Okay.
That was mine.
Yeah.
We learned that Will Ospreay has joined the conglomeration as an honorary member.
Right. We don't know how long that'll last either, right? Or
Correct.
I was assuming it was just that event.
Match, I think. I don't know. Then there was a bit with Kyle miming a phone call that he had with Mark Briscoe about Will Ospreay becoming an honorary member for that match. And stupendous is the word of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Kyle and Mark play off each other very well.
Yes, absolutely.
They have great chemistry.
And Kyle does such a good job of being a dork.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so wholesome. He was wholesome way before. And the fact that he'll just be really silly and make goofy faces and just really play up Mark's stuff is fantastic. I just love it.
Yep. That's my takeaway, basically, is that they play off each other very well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thirstometer.
Ooh.
7 out of 10.
Okay.
You had Will. You had Willow.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
Considering we've never had an official answer of Willow's in the conglomeration, when Osprey's out there, but they take the time to say that he's an honorary member, that would almost imply that Willow is indeed a member,
I think she
isn't
is
it?
a member because she was back there and they said, here we are with the conglomeration.
So I think it's official now.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Maybe
I know
it was an unspoken.
I know there are some out there that think they are chuckleheads, but I love the conglomeration.
We're just going to say his name could have been Grady.
Maybe.
Tom. Your opinion is valid and welcome.
But we still like them.
Yeah. We have our first match.
Ooh.
It is Okada versus Kyle Fletcher for the AEW Continental Belt.
Ooh, the Continental Belt or the Cotton Candy Belt?
Continental. We'll get into all that later.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Referee was Rick Knox.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how Okada asks for crowd interaction love and then flips everybody off.
Yeah, that was
He's a
awesome.
trickster.
Mm-hmm.
He sells it well.
He does.
And everyone falls for it every time.
I love it.
It's just funny. We're always hoping, now he's on our side.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's not.
And I'm always hoping, let this still, please give me the bird.
Yeah.
Fair.
Which is weird to say out loud, but there you have it.
I would like it if you'd paint his middle fingers, his nails, a different color, just to really make it pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle is only 25.
That is insane.
And he's already so talented. It blows my mind. Can you imagine how much better he's going to get?
Yeah. No, it's impressive.
Do they ever peak at 25 though? Because I feel
suppose.
at one point my body could do a lot more than it could now.
Some probably do, but I feel like Kyle is just going to get better.
I feel like it probably will.
I get where Amanda's going with this. There's definitely people where they'll peak early and they have to peter out.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, from what Lisa's saying, I get the vibe from him that he's in it for the long haul.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to, but I just feel there's
it's
some
possible.
people where it's
right,
you think they're going to go for a really long time.
Amanda's setting up expectations. So if he goes away, she's not hurt.
Well, he's in a tag team.
Thank you.
With Mark Davis. And Mark Davis has been injured.
Mark Davis sounds like he plays the saxophone.
He kind of looks like he plays the saxophone.
And now Mark Davis on the sax.
And they were great.
Job.
They were great as a tag team. And then Kyle Fletcher started wrestling singles. And it was just holy wow.
I would want to be in a team. I have zero stamina.
No,
though.
I get it. But some people... Some people shine so bright, you don't want the other guy there to point out how much they're not shining.
Are you indicating that I would be a non-shiner?
No, I'm saying Could you imagine a team with Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay?
Ugh.
Well, yeah, because that's what he basically does with, I mean, I don't like
But you
Big
get my
Bill,
point.
But
It would make him look that much worse.
Or like Christian Cage. Like, he lets everybody do all the work and then he comes in and pins them.
Fair, no. But yeah.
I'm not saying that Christian Cage is a Chris Jericho because he is not.
No.
He is far more entertaining and his body does not gross me out.
For sure, Kyle's holding his own and it's awesome.
So Okada won, courtesy of a low blow.
Obviously.
Takeshita then runs out as Okada is exiting the ring.
Takesha's beautiful.
He is, and he paints his nails.
It's a good combo.
It is. Takeaway. Give me Okada and Takeshita as soon as possible, please.
That would be fun.
And it was a great match between Okada and Kyle Fletcher. I was very impressed.
It was a good one.
Yeah, very dynamic. Lots of work in the ring and on the outside.
Yes.
It was good all around. Kept me entertained for sure. All right. You want the ref rundown?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Rick Knox did a good job. He was right in there. He did the classic slide in when it's time to do the count.
Oh, yep.
And I love that. But at the end, he did get in the way when there was some pushing and he fell for some of Okada's shenanigans, which played into how he won.
Yep.
But, it's a tough move. So all in all, he did good, but sloppy ending a little bit.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite, thirstometer time.
Ooh.
I'm going to say 9 out of 10.
Wow.
You had Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita.
Oh, yeah.
What if Takeshita hadn't come in, though?
8.5.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative.
Oh, really? Who told you to do that, Lisa?
Brady and Tom. Tommy James.
Yeah. Yep. I believe the phrase was, you can't always drink from a fire hose.
Something like that. Eventually, you're going to run out of water.
You don't get enough in there.
I'll have to watch the playback, but...
Lisa can have as much fire hose water. What the hell? Is that the word?
Something about sucking on the hose.
I know, but is it a fire hose? Is that what it's called?
It was just the hose water.
It's a fire hose water. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very confused with my words.
So you're also in the brain fog?
Probably.
Tim just said they can't all be 10s.
Yeah.
The hell they can't.
All I know is people listening are probably like, wow, she is very, very thirsty. And we do explain that I am thirsty as all heck.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you come to this for part of the thirst. It's not like you're watching this 24 hours a day. It's only several hours a week. It is what it is. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good ratio.
Yeah.
I mean, I do wish there were puppies so I could do a puppy paw.
That could be Garcia's new shtick.
He's going to have puppies?
Why not?
I mean, he could probably fit one in his pockets. The pocket puppy. Oh my God.
Just looking at your face as you talked yourself into it.
You got so delighted right there. You were like, I just got the greatest idea ever.
I don't think Tony Khan would want to hire me. What is this? Pocket puppies.
Just go with it.
It's the new thing.
Well,
We had a pre-taped video that showed up on Facebook and other social media earlier in the day,
yeah, and I had seen it before the event, but yeah.
which showed Swerve with Nana talking about how he bought his childhood home/property. And Nana was wearing a blue and black flannel with jeans.
It was
Different.
different, but he still pulled it off.
Yes.
He is just a stylish fella.
Yeah. And it just threw us because we usually see him in nice dress shirts and dress
where
pants.
it's where would he get that? And it's this is oh, did he get that at Fleet Farm?
Right. Nana's dressed down.
It's
What?
very nice.
I dug it.
Yeah.
I love a
that's-
good flannel.
Yeah. Same.
Now, he still had the crown on, though,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't look weird.
No.
I still think it looks like kitten ears.
Says the puppy pocket gal.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
So that's my takeaway. Thirstometer.
Oh, yeah.
10 out of 10. It was Swerve.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
He's always going to be a fire hose.
Yeah, and that's just, he can't help it.
I don't know about that phrasing, but whatever.
It's
Fine.
Own it.
We'll go with it. It's totally fine.
The next match was Robin Renegade versus Jamie Hayter.
Ooh. Ooh.
Referee was Paul Turner. The 70s vibe that Jamie Hayter is giving off, I really like.
I agree.
I just love
Phenomenal.
her. She's what I would want to be. Because she has the colorful, flowery jacket that's like long and flowy and fun.
Her hair is just phenomenal.
It is. It's beautiful.
Soraya and Harley Cameron were backstage watching the monitor, just looking unimpressed. I did like Harley Cameron's hair being down and it looked shorter.
Yeah, it wasn't so...
And it looked curlier. I thought it looked nice. I know for my eye and the way I dress, I would be more like Robin Renegade.
Yeah.
You, Amanda, would be more like Jamie Hayter.
Yes.
And I would be more like Paul Turner.
Yes, you would. But I do think that Robin Renegade looked like she could be Rihanna's stunt double.
Well, there. So if she and her twin are ever looking for extra work.
Yeah, she's totally badass.
The crowd was solidly behind Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
She has been missed.
Yeah, she definitely was working them. They loved it.
Jamie won. And my takeaway is nice, quick match. They both did amazing. I want Jamie Hayter's arms. They're amazing.
Oh my God, they are. Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. The ref rundown would be Paul did a good job. Like Lisa said, though, nice quick match. You don't always get to shine as much in those quick matches, but solid job, Paul. We have a dog fart.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, she got you.
Oh, God.
See what happens when you sit over there?
Oh, jeez.
So just to paint this picture for the listeners, we're downstairs in our podcast studio, and there's a table, and Ruggles, our dog Ruggles, lays under the table every and.
Oh, it's so big.
See what happens when you have pocket pup? Oh, it's making its way over here. See what happens if you have pocket puppies? Could you imagine if there was a pocket puppy fart when he's mid-promo?
It would be such a good, way to,
Ruggles.
Oh, to get, that's their finishing move? Yes. Smell the dog fart.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, it would be so clever. They wouldn't expect it.
Nobody would see it coming for sure.
What did you give Ruggles earlier, Gary?
A dog bone.
Oh.
Is that what that is?
Probably. It was a rawhide chew bone.
Oh.
And normally she's okay, but every once in a while it'll give her a
Those are
little...
not podcast day treats.
No.
Not when we're in a...
Woo!
No, those are hit and miss. Usually they're good, but this last
Well, they
batch,
were misses today.
They were misses, yeah.
So thirstometer, kind of hard to think about right now, but I'm going to try.
If you need an instant mood killer, it's Ruggles.
Okay, so we'll just say the thirstometer for Ruggles' butt is like 1,000,000 Pepsis.
Oh, God.
But back to the match.
Thirstometer is 8 out of 10. Jamie Hayter. Whew. Okay.
Oh.
Way to liven it up, Ruggles.
All right. We went backstage.
Ooh.
And we see Renee
Again, she's beautiful.
with Roddy, who is talking to Christopher Daniels about how his foot was on the rope.
Yes.
Which we caught in the last podcast. That was in the ref notes.
That was the error.
And Hook comes out and acknowledges that, yes, when he watched it back, he sees that.
Way to take accountability.
Right. I thought that was actually a really good thing to say. Don't sit there in denial like, no, I won. He took accountability.
Yes.
It's a great way of putting it, Amanda. And
Well, thank you.
no, I really like when they do stuff like that.
And Hook did say verses.
Yes, he did. And he doesn't like to say a lot of words, so that you know it was right.
Bet.
Indeed.
Roddy had different glasses on and a
did.
fresh haircut. And he said he'll challenge for the FTW belt when he's ready.
Yeah, because Hook wanted him to do it that night. So makes sense. He's keeping his power.
Yeah.
He's not giving his power away. Way to advocate for yourself.
My takeaway, I love it when Roddy yells the person's name.
Oh, yeah. A classic Roddy shout of the name. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I bet his kid doesn't like it.
Probably not.
Good call.
But I just love him.
Yeah.
That's your takeaway? You just love him?
I just love him.
Dilf.
Yeah, and I think, as dumb as it is, it's totally, and maybe we're wrong, and maybe Wikipedia lied to us, but, I just love him because he was born in Eau Claire. I wasn't even born in Eau Claire. But it just makes me so happy.
But you married someone that was born in Eau Claire.
Right. And it makes me so happy. So, like, I just love everybody that's from here. So it's dumb, but it, like, made me a fan. He did nothing.
Thermometer, 9 out of 10. Roddy and Hook.
There you go.
I do like his other glasses better, though.
I like them both.
Yeah.
See, and I thought with the new haircut, it might get a little bit higher. But, you know, they can't all be 10s.
Yeah.
Yep, I get it.
We see Mox with Marina Shafir beating people up. And I do like how she had Mox move out of the way so she could get a hit in.
Yeah, that was funny.
I like that he empowers her.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, I don't have to do it.
Do your thing.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just as strong as me.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very empowering.
Mm-hmm. I like that they both have the olive green going on.
Yeah, they're like coordinating without being too matchy.
Mm-hmm. He did say to Jack Perry, I don't care what they say, you're a sweet kid.
Which seems like it would be a compliment, but that's actually like the worst thing he could say to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take it that way at first, but after you said that, yeah.
Well, because Jack Perry's trying to be all badass and like, I can like take on Darby Allin and all of these things and
Set me on fire. I don't care.
Yeah, like I'm all loosey-goosey and lackadaisical, you know, because that's how people
you should have
talk
picked
about
the word of the day today.
Maybe.
I like how he ignored the Young Bucks completely.
Yeah, which to them is probably like a super big insult because it's like,
We're your EVPs.
We are so important.
Mm-hmm.
What the what?
And then Mox and Marina came to the ring, and I love his new intro. As I said last week, I love the entrance music, and I love the video package they have now.
Yeah.
I really like his shaved head.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is wearing the white V-neck. And we discussed the white V-neck. And obviously, it's probably not one that you would buy in a multi-pack, but he does seem like the kind of guy that would go to Walmart and just buy a 3-pack.
I feel like it's probably one of those, like, you know, you get the Instagram ad for like the t-shirts that make like dad bods look super hot.
Even though to me he doesn't really have a dad.
He doesn't,
bod,
but it's cut the right way where like it accentuates all of the right things.
Yes.
And I feel like his closet's just full of V-neck t-shirts.
I recommend his book. He's still looking for Darby.
Right.
But it's like a love letter to Darby. Like, he just thinks Darby's the bee's knees.
I gotta
He
say,
does.
the first time he came out, I had lots of questions. They're like, what do you want to do with Darby? Now I'm getting the impression he wants to team with him.
I think he wants
Or
to
recruit him.
Yeah.
He wants to get him a pocket puppy.
Pocket puppy. That could be
that
too.
sounds like that.
Because
Never mind.
Don't say it too fast. No.
He thinks Darby's special because Darby understands that to get in the ring, to be on TV, and to be in front of the fans is a privilege. And I feel like Jon Moxley got his wedding ring tattooed because he's the type of guy that would just accidentally lose a traditional ring.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
It's not like he's trying to be...
He doesn't like heavily tattooed.
No, he's got some here and there, but...
Yeah. So it's not like he just...
It's not like he's trying to make a statement.
Yeah, I think it's probably just...
He doesn't... Maybe he is.
Or maybe he is very conscious of the safety hazard of wearing a ring while in athletics.
That could be. I just feel like he would accidentally lose it. Takeaway. I am wondering if he's not trying to form some faction.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
And so I am curious to see what happens.
Yeah.
And so Thermometer.
Ooh.
I'm going to say 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You've got Marina looking great. You've got John.
Indeed.
And another outfit that I would wear.
Marina brought the heat.
Now we are going to go backstage.
Yeah.
To Renee with the learning tree. Chris is in that ugly yellow jacket, which he needs to retire more than he needs to retire himself.
Well said.
Thank you. We did get to see what happened to that $7,000 jacket. That Orange Cassidy dumped orange juice on him in the ring, and that's what ruined that jacket.
Right. I thought that was a great throwback because that was before Lisa had gotten me into wrestling. So, like, I wouldn't have remembered that. I didn't see it. And at first, I'm like, is Jericho just talking out his butt and just making something up? Which would play to his character.
Correct.
But then when they showed the clip, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Some real callback. That's cool.
At this point, Orange Cassidy comes out to talk to Brian Keith, and he's standing right in front of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And he doesn't acknowledge Jericho
and
at
Big
all.
Bill.
Yeah, and Big Bill.
Yeah.
He doesn't acknowledge Jericho at all. Basically says to Brian Keith, if I lose to you, tell Chris Jericho I will pay him the $7,000 in cash. And then he walks away.
Right.
And Renee looks like she's trying not to laugh.
Right.
And pretty much just gives up. And it was so funny.
Yeah, I felt the learning tree really sold it well. Just the look on Brian's face where he's like, he's right there.
Right.
And that whole thing of you don't disrespect Chris Jericho. So it played into that. Bill had actually a pretty good response. Jericho's kind of a doof, but he still had a good response. It was good. I laughed.
My other big takeaway here is that I am starting to think that Big Bill would be a better learning tree leader than Jericho.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could see them going with that.
Yeah, that's just I just like to see it changed up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say this. My takeaway is I had said in previous episodes, and I stand by it, that the learning tree shtick was getting old. Orange Cassidy freshened it up a bit. That was funny. So good for them.
They seem to need somebody else to help it out.
Yep.
Thirstometer. If we're just going with the learning tree, it's going to be Diet Pepsis.
Ooh, how many?
All of them.
Oh.
If we're going to single people out,
Sure.
then we're going to say Renee and Orange Cassidy will give us 7 out of 10 Diet Cokes.
All right.
Now for our next match, we have Mariah May versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. Referee was Aubrey Edwards.
Yes.
All I have to say is anytime Nyla Rose is on my TV is a good day.
Yeah, especially this last one.
I props to Mariah May and all the other women wrestlers who do all the straps, garter belt, ring gear. I just couldn't do it.
No, I get that.
It would be a sensory nightmare just trying to figure out how to get it all on.
Right. And I know Amanda has backed you up on that.
Yeah.
From her, it would be the same thing for her.
And then just trying to deal with feeling it on my skin.
But how would you feel about Nyla's?
It's too tight.
Okay.
But it would be easier to wear because it looks like it's one piece.
Right.
Except for like a couple pieces here and there.
Yeah. And the wrestling getup isn't for everyone, but I get it.
I loved Nyla's purple gear.
Oh my God, it was one of my favorites. So I don't want to tell Nyla to like stop changing it up because, she can do what she wants. Nobody wants to be boring, but that purple and white, I think it suits her. If she at least put that in the mix more, I'd be all for it. But yeah, I was digging Nyla. I always dig Nyla, but it was a really good match all around.
Mariah won. My takeaway, that was a great match, both women. Mariah took some great hits. Nyla put on a heck of a show.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see her.
Yeah, I would agree. Similar takeaway. I mean, they had a lot of the pulling out the suspense, like when Nyla was out, but waited right for the 9 count before jumping back in. And also shout out to Aubrey for, it was a great ref job too.
Yeah.
Ref job? It was a great, whatever.
Job by the ref.
It was a great job by the ref. Thank you for the save, Lisa.
Thirstometer.
I'm
going to go 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
Love Nyla.
Yeah. Oh, she's amazing.
We got a recorded promo of Deonna Purrazzo. Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say about it.
No, she's just basically saying, she was supposed to win that match against Thunder Rosa. She didn't. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah.
She's coming. Be prepared.
Yeah, my takeaway was, you needed to put in a little promo so people don't forget you. But other than that, it was boring.
She's a great wrestler. I think she's good, but I'm just like, okay, obviously they're preparing us for her to have a new feud, I'm guessing.
I don't know. Sitting at a table with a bunch of candles and drinking wine, to me, isn't a great promo.
Yeah. Thirstometer, 5 out of 10.
Fair.
She's very pretty.
Oh, yeah. But
she's just not really my type, and the delivery of the promo just wasn't there for me.
There you go.
Then we have an in-ring promo, complete with 2 audio clips for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mercedes Moné comes out with Camille.
CEO!
Camille looks fantastic.
Yes. And I it's not just us. Like, I heard some of the other pods and I saw some of the other stuff in threads. Everyone thought so. At least everybody I saw.
Mercedes, oof. To me, she looked like a caricature of Japanese pop culture. And to me, it was worse because she's talking about how she retained the New Japan women's strong title at Capital Collision.
Right. And when you told me that, I laughed a little inside because like my wording in my head was it looked like she took like what a 9-year-old would think of as like pop Japanese culture and just put it all together, shook it out, and then dropped it on her. And that's what it was.
Yeah. And thank goodness she was having a promo with Sheeta, because I feel like they got together and Sheeta was like, yeah, you should wear this to come across as a heel.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way this could work.
Right. And if that's true, I mean, that actually does drive the storyline. So good for them.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can make it so she's not an awful, awful person.
Right.
We learned from Christopher Daniels that Camille is banned from ringside for their match for the TBS title at All Out. And Sheeta, we got our first bitch count.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sheeta said that she would speak some Japanese that Mercedes understood.
Well, let's listen to what she had to say there.
Sayonara, bitch.
We all laughed really hard when she said that. That was perfect because it played into what she did the week before.
Yep.
And the only thing that would have made better if like Okada would have been out there too and made like a face like, oh no.
Yep. So takeaway, I am really hoping that Hikaru Shida wins this match.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the Shida bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thermometer, I'm going to say 7 out of 10 because of Camille and Shida.
Yeah. My guess is though, Lisa, and let me know if I'm right, but if we were talking just Camille, it'd be up a little, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was looking good.
Oh,
good
yeah.
for her.
Mm-hmm. Backstage, the EVPs were with Jack Perry, and Jack was talking about how he was sitting at home and how he was in AEW when Bryan Danielson debuted in AEW, and he was sitting at home, and then he went to Japan, rebuilt his career basically, sold his own shirts, all this, and he could have really used somebody like Bryan's help. But Bryan didn't help him because Bryan only cares about his fairy tale ending. And the EVP said they'll do anything to make sure that the championship belt comes back to the elite.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me wonder how they are going to interfere in the upcoming match at All Out.
Right.
So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I would say my takeaway is solid promo because it's doing a really good job of hyping of what's to come. I'm already super stoked about All Out, and it fuels that fire. So good for them.
Yeah.
I was really left wondering, like, what is Bryan Danielson's fantasy or his fairy tale?
Right.
But whatever, I suppose I don't have to be in on all of it. Do you know though, was it referencing something else from like a previous storyline or?
I am not sure.
Okay.
I think the fairy tale ending is probably Bryan having the belt, being able to go out on top.
Oh, yeah. I suppose by itself that does make sense
retiring on his terms.
Yep. Yeah. No, thank you. That actually puts it a little bit better perspective for me.
Bryan came out then and joined commentary.
Yeah. So we started the next match, but right away it starts with Danielson walking out.
Yeah. And this leads us to the main event, which was Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler, which begs the question, is Mox not in the Blackpool Combat Club anymore? Is Pac taking his place?
Right.
I have so many questions. I hope they get answered soon.
Right. And for the buzz that I've seen online too is other people are wondering the same thing.
Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler are going against Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Will Ospreay. The ref is Bryce Remsburg. You thought Wheeler's pants looked like that.
Right. So I had said that they remind me of like lumberjacks long underwear. Like the kind
the red ones.
The red ones that have like the butt flap. And what was hilarious is Amanda had no clue what I was talking about.
She did not believe those were a thing.
Right. She just didn't get the reference at all. So then I just had that moment where I sat and watched her as she Googled it. And then she was like, oh.
Yep.
But it's that perfect red that just screams lumberjack long underwear red.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's different than Kyle Fletcher's red.
Yeah, it is.
Because Kyle Fletcher's red looks a little like, it's almost like a darker velvetier looking red. To me anyway.
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to it.
No.
Just it gives me the imagery.
Yeah. And he's got the beard.
Exactly. You get it. Yeah.
Yep. Kyle had on the gray trunks and he had back sweat.
Yeah.
Which got on his trunks, making it look like he had butt sweat.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
As Amanda says, the trunks did him dirty.
She did say that. But, I think because he's such a nice guy, I give him a little bit of leniency.
Right, but this is why you got to stay away from the gray trunks.
Yeah, mix it up, man.
Yeah.
bring in some other stuff.
Claudio, Wheeler, and Pac won.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Danielson goes to the ring to celebrate. The EVPs, Okada and Jack Perry, attack Brian, Claudio, and Wheeler.
Yeah, they like rushed the ring.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And they were fought off. So Claudio said that he and Wheeler challenged the Bucks to a tag title match at All Out. And Brian has words for Jack Perry, and he says he can't wait to kick his effing head in.
Yeah.
So we get an F-bomb. Cut to the backstage. Pac and Will Ospreay are fighting.
Yeah, they had like trailed off during the match, and they were still going at it.
Yep. Takeaway, I can't wait for All Out.
Yeah.
I mean, and the match was amazing. The trios match between them was great.
Mm-hmm. And didn't they, like, right after they announced it, they put up a banner saying Tony Khan made it official? That match is happening.
Yeah.
So great setup for All Out, but great match on its own, for sure.
Yes. And I didn't know who to cheer for because I like all of them.
Right. I, for better or worse, always lean towards conglomeration. I love Orange Cassidy. I love Kyle O'Reilly. So anytime either of those guys are in, I'm all about it. But I am a huge Claudio fan. So if he would have won too, I wouldn't have minded. Is that right?
Minded, yeah.
Yeah, minded. At first I said minded. I'm like, we can't. We were already going over verses. I can't use incorrect grammar now.
What'd you think of Bryce?
Well, I thought Bryce did a good job. I did have some notes that when there was a couple moments in it where I think some guys jumped in when they weren't really supposed to be in there, and Bryce got right in there and broke them up, pushed them back. So yeah, all in all, from a ref point of view, solid work. I will say this though, it got even multiple because like when they were in the back, if you noticed when they cut, so the match is already over. They've called it.
Yeah.
But the Ospreay and Pac didn't know because they were like still going at it in the back. There was more refs back there. I know I saw Aubrey.
Yes.
And there was another one, and I didn't see their face, so I can't unfortunately call them out and say way to go. But it was a team effort. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And good for them.
Yeah. Thirstometer. I'm going to say a 10 out of 10.
Ooh, nice.
It was just thirsty all over the place in that ring.
Yeah.
You had Claudio, you had Pac, you had Orange Cassidy, you had Kyle, you had Ospreay.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a buffet.
Indeed. A fire hose extravaganza.
Yes. Now we have the contract signing between Hangman and Swerve.
Ooh.
So Swerve and Nana come out. They're in the ring, and Tony Schiavone has Hangman's music come on because he introduces him. Hangman does not come out. And I'm thinking, he's probably going to attack from behind.
That's what I thought too.
You know,
Yep.
That's what usually happens. So Tony's like, all right, sorry, let's play it again. So they play Hangman's music again, and the screen comes on. And I'm like, oh no. Hanger is at Swerve's childhood home that we were shown that he was to have purchased.
Yep.
Amanda thinks Hanger has beautiful eyes when they're not crazy.
Yeah, she did say that. I like that she put in them when they're not crazy.
Yes. She was really affected.
Yeah, she
by
got
this.
emotional.
She was, yes.
And I think that speaks volumes to their storytelling.
Yes, and the way they're acting.
They drew her, and they did a phenomenal job.
They did.
I mean, we'll talk more about that in the wrap up, but
yeah,
it drew her in, and she started getting like sad. Like, that's his house. Don't you hurt his house?
Right. And she was not, to be fair, the only one that got drawn in that way.
No,
I was reading today
Yep.
that, people's comments that it affected people.
So whoever wrote that, good job, guys. Good job. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But continue, Lisa.
And as he's walking through the house, I could not hear it at the time, but when I had the headphones on, listening to the playback, I could hear him pour, and I'm just going to say gas.
Yeah. I was closer to the speaker, so I could kind of hear a little bit.
Okay.
But
And then he's outside, and he sits down on like a chair,
yeah, some sort of lawn chair or like patio chair or something.
and he lights a match, and then he sets the house on fire and just drinks his whiskey. And you see, like, this whole time, Swerve is screaming. He's selling it so well.
Oh, yeah.
And Prince Nana is just in disbelief with his hands over his mouth and then, oh no, look. The crowd is chanting, "This is arson." Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good.
Wow.
Being lost for words is appropriate for this situation. It was
They both
awesome.
sold the crap
Totally.
out of.
And my takeaway is it really was too so well done, both parts. Because sometimes that sitting there and reacting is even harder. And Swerve did a great job.
He did.
Yeah, no, one of the best promos I've seen and really got me excited for this weekend.
Yeah, so the way they acted and the fact that I don't know if either of them have had acting classes.
Well, you said Hangman was an English teacher, right?
I think he was, yeah.
So he's got, I mean, that's not acting per se, but he could have taken a couple acting classes while going to school for English. But even if not, I mean, the dramatics, it plays into it. Yeah.
But they're both...
no, they're both amazing, and some other people... I'm not going to name names, but some other people should take some notes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, half of it is selling it in the promo, guys. If we don't give a crap in the promo, we're not going to give as much of a crap during the event.
Yeah. And if All Out was just this match, I would be satisfied.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But like you had said, it just keeps building and building and building. So it's like, what are they going to do to top it? So yeah.
It's going to be awesome. I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm ready for it with you.
You're probably going to have to look away a couple times.
Yeah,
blood will be spilled.
Okay, I don't mind the blood, but yeah, I don't quite have the stomach Lisa does. I will admit it. There's when Darby's got like tacks buried in his arm flesh, it gets a little bit much for me, and I'm like, oh, just pull him out, But whatever.
I thought, yeah, takeaway, great promo, excellent, A++. Great effort, guys.
100% agree. Not much more I can even add to that.
Thirstometer.
Ooh, here we go. This is what I was waiting for.
12 out of 10.
Whoa.
Amazing,
we got to 12.
Amazing, passionate, everything I want in a promo, and you've got Swerve and Hangman. All right, so we have bitch count.
Oh, yes.
1 from Sheeta. CTE alert is at 0.
Good.
F-bombs, we have 1, courtesy of Brian Danielson.
And shout out to the guys who were running the audio to cover it up with the whatever noise
weird
they threw in.
Weird staticky stuff.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
It was perfect, so we all knew what it was.
Yep.
But yet the censors were still happy.
Gary, who's your wrestler of the night?
Well, you know what? I have to think on that a little bit because I don't either. I'm just going to throw it out there, even though it was just a promo, Swerve. Because I think, I've done a little peek behind the curtain. I used to be a forensics coach. So I look for the little nuances in somebody's performance. And sometimes it's harder to sell just the response than it is the actual thing. And he did a phenomenal job, so I give it to him.
My wrestler of the night is going to be, I'm going to say, Hangman.
Solid choice. I mean, elaborate, but then I'm just going to agree with you.
He just keeps adding a level of intensity each time. And I don't want to use the word crazy in a derogatory way. That's not what I'm getting at.
Would you say maybe like crazy, like good max intensity?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I appreciate you, though, clarifying it, though, because we don't want to offend anyone out there. We don't want to throw out that stuff.
No.
We're pretty mindful of the...
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I have enough mental illnesses that I'm dealing with that the last thing I want is somebody to be like...
We don't shame.
No.
No.
Because of like the passion in which he is approaching his craft, I really appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, it's the opposite side of the coin of what I picked, but I think, yeah, perfect. All in all, great night.
Yeah. Who's your referee of the night?
Ah, yes. So the referee of the night, I'm going to have to go with Aubrey.
Oh.
And it was because she had such a good match, but then she went above and beyond and jumped in at the end and was right there helping out Osprey after getting slammed into the, whatever those trunks were, those like audio equipment trunks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was right there. So I'm like, good job, Aubrey. She takes it. She's the ref of the night.
Well, now we have our neurodivergent fun fact.
Oh, yeah. Bring it to me, Lisa.
And I'll just give a brief overview because I have some notes from Amanda. Neurodivergent people can have some auditory processing issues.
Yes.
For example, when they announced that the Continental Belt was on the line last night, Amanda said, I think they should have a cotton candy belt. And we knew immediately she thought that because she heard cotton candy belt was on the line.
Correct. And she knew it wasn't correct. But then in her mind, she's like, ooh, cotton candy belt. That'd be fun. She didn't take the time, or it takes her a little bit more time to process sometimes. Yeah.
And according to these notes, it takes on average 7 seconds for a neurodivergent person, for some neurodivergent people, to process what is being said to them. So you need to give that amount of time to that person before repeating what you've said so that that person can catch up.
Exactly. Yeah. And to those out there that struggle with this, patience is always appreciated. And just bring some understanding to the table and we'll all get along just fine.
And there's no shame in
No.
letting somebody know, hey, I have some auditory processing difficulties. I'm working on a delay here. That's all.
Yeah. People that don't know me well when they talk, I'll pause a lot when I'm talking. And it's a little bit of the processing. And it's almost because my head's going so fast, I have to like tell it to like stop, get back on track.
Okay.
But yeah.
Follow us on social media.
Oh, yeah.
We are WWND Pod. So just search that out on Facebook, Threads, Instagram.
Yeah.
Look for the Luchadora, Squirrel, and Black Cat.
Yeah. And if you ever want like the full list of stuff, if you go to our parent site, because Podcast Ahoy is the producer of this, podcastahoy.com/WWND. And on there, we've got the exact Facebook link, the Threads link, we've got the Instagram link, and all of the places you can listen to the podcast.
And feel free to email us. It's wwndpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, we really have been enjoying this audience feedback and listener feedback. Feel free to send us audio clips, some of your hot takes. We'd love to put it in.
Yes. And with that, forward to talking with you next week with Dynamite.
So we ask you all to have a happy and safe all out.
Yes.
All right.
Dead air.
Thank you for listening to WWND, Wrestling with Neurodivergence, a Podcast Ahoy production. The producers of WWND are Lisa Rudd, Amanda Putnam, and Gary Putnam. Recording is done by Gary Putnam. Editing is done by Lisa Rudd. Check out our social media for updates on upcoming pods and for clips and other media referenced in this episode. Links and information can be found in the episode notes. Thanks again from everyone at the WWND family.